King of the Table 7. Starting with the very first match. Engin versus Coach Ray. It went exactly how I thought it was going to be. Engin is a legend in arm wrestling. He is not a guy who gets into wars. He's a guy who explodes through his opponent. He has won some long matches in his life, but mainly he is just a very dominant, gets his lane, runs right through somebody, and that's what I thought was going to happen, and that's what we saw yesterday. Coach Ray said it himself, he couldn't do anything to stop, what Engin wanted to do. And that was very impressive. It's great to see Engin pulling. I thought we were the same age, and it showed that he was 48, so I got 2 years on him. But yeah, the guy's done so much in this sport. He was someone who will be talked about forever. But yeah, you got to give him props. Give Coach Ray, I thought it was a big ask for Coach Ray, but he jumped in there. He gave it everything he had. So, always impressive to see somebody get in there and take on a big challenge like that. Let's hear him.
All right, guys. So I was really excited. I just like to see Engin do well because he has got the cutest grin whenever he's happy. I mean, my gosh, I want to like Todd Hutchins, pat him on the head there,
that's so
because
fun.
He really did good. And I know that he has been battling through some injuries coming back from those things as well.
Right.
So yeah, great job, Engin, and super excited that you were able to train up to that, pull it off while in the midst of all of the promoting that you're doing, which, by the way, East versus West is the Olympics of arm wrestling. You guys have been asking for arm wrestling to go to the Olympics. You got
That's
it.
what we got.
Right.
It really is pretty impressive what he's doing over there and bringing everybody together so frequently as well. Mm-hmm. Okay, on to Corey West versus Artem Morzov. Not the outcome I had expected. Now, I did expect Artem to win, but not that dominantly. That blew my mind. And I'm telling you, I went by how Cody Merritt was able to trouble Artem round one, right? And to keep his wrists flat and to do those things. I was like, well, shit. Then we saw what Corey did to Cody. So in my opinion, I'm like, well, this is a pretty decent match. Corey's got a shot. I mean, I told everybody I thought he was a 3-1 underdog. Either Artem has leveled up significantly, or there are just lanes that Corey cannot get to. Like, Corey can do very well against certain pullers, but someone who's the longer lever like Artem is, the big hand, super strong hand. I was blown away at the very start of round one. I was like, oh shit, it's over. And I felt horrible because Corey's my boy, right? So I'm like, damn. And then to hear Corey tell it, you're like, that's a whole nother level, So I want to give all the props to Artem. Artem's amazing. Especially being 25 years old. If he can stay injury-free, he is a very, very, very bright future. Obviously, right now, he's number one in the world left-handed, and we're going to find out where he's at right-handed. I mean, if he pulls Gennady and beats Gennady, he's beaten Dave, he's beaten Rivas. If he beats Gennady, I mean, and then obviously Gennady will pull Devin, a month later, whatever. It's going to tell us a lot about where things stand. Hermes versus Jerry's coming up. So I don't know. Levon is still the guy until he pulls himself out of competition. I mean, right now he has an injury, but still, you got to be inactive for a year before you're taken off the rankings. But if an event was to happen in the next 4 to 6 weeks, I wonder who the top guy in the world would be. I have no idea. So,
All right. Now let's move on.
All right. So the final match, Dave versus Devin. A lot of people are like, well, I didn't expect him to do that. I completely expected him to do that. And I love Dave. Like, I'm a big Dave fan, right? And then you hear about the evolution of Devin and all this, and I think that's complete bullshit. Devin has always had the skills that he possesses today. He just did not have the strength that he now possesses. He now possesses the strength of a world-class elite super heavyweight strength athlete, and that's what you're seeing. Previously, you saw Devin find a way to beat the stronger person through his levers, through his technique, through his mind games, through whatever. Now Devin is equally as strong. And we're going to continue to see performances like that, I think. Devin has filled out his frame. He is huge. For so long, we saw this smaller size Devin that was either still active in his career or whatever the reason. Now he's actually able to eat and fill out his frame. I think he was lighter than Dave when they got there by like 5 pounds, and he ended up weighing 2 pounds heavier than Dave because the guy eats constantly. Everything Devin is doing is perfect for filling out your potential and us seeing what that man's frame is truly capable of becoming. I'm impressed with everything that he does. I still do not like the behavior prior to the match, just don't. But that's Devin, and that's what a lot of people, and it could be a lot of y'all for asking for it, right? Y'all want to see the drama, you want to see the back and forth, and that's cool. But as an athlete, you got to respect everything that he's doing. It's spectacular. I mean, it's Rivas beat Dave. Wham, wham, wham. But Devin beat Dave here. I'm going to go anywhere I want to go. That's impressive. I believe it's more impressive. That does not mean he can beat Rivas. He may not be strong enough to stop Rivas. Rivas' long lever, top row hand might go right. We don't know these things. That's why we have to see the matches. But you cannot compare how one guy beat somebody compared to how somebody else beat that guy and make that assessment, because that's the same thing I just did with Corey and Cody. I thought, oh, Cody gave Morozov a match. Corey murdered Cody. Oh, it's going to be a great match. Clearly it wasn't, right? So that's the thing about arm wrestling, this thing about fight sports. Styles make matches, and I'm ready to see Devin continue down this path to see how far he can go and who's got the, where's his limit, right?
So I wanted to read this.
That's my opinion.
I wanted to read this from Engin. He says his pec is hurt. Tomorrow he'll have an MRI, but his target weight is 85 kilos, or his target goal is 85 kilo world title.
Yeah, so 85 kg, 187. I don't think he currently has an 85 at East versus West. They have a 95, a 105. I don't know if they have an 85. No, what did Craig?
Engin is at a world title.
What did
with
Craig?
Your
Did
promotion?
Craig pull 85? Craig might have been the 85.
Maybe.
Craig might be the 85, and 95 might be Paul Lynn. It wasn't Craig. Davitt's 85. I think Davitt's might be 85. So yeah, I guess you're right. I guess. Well, you know your shit.
All right, guys, if you got
Yeah.
any questions for Michael regarding King of the Table 7, shoot them up right now, because here in just about 3.5 minutes,
3.5 minutes.
we're going to go on and discuss
Huge announcements.
huge announcements with what's going on with Monster Factory 4. So
5.
Yeah, 5. I'm sorry, not Monster Factory 5. Monster Factory period.
Okay, but 5.
Yeah.
Also.
Okay.
A lot of things in
Absolutely.
Monster Factory. Crazy cool
lots
shit.
Lots of cool stuff going on. Super excited. 85 is David.
David is 85
Yeah.
world title, yes.
Mr. Larratt says, do you think Devin beats Morozov? Michael actually just covered that. You got to wait and see.
I mean, I don't, but that's because I think there is still a strength gap with certain athletes. Arm wrestling skill, no one surpasses Devin, in my opinion. He's equal or better than everyone out there as far as his arm wrestling technique and knowledge.